comes out, it better get through anything that Diana puts on you. It better just absolutely knock you out across the screen. I'm talking about, doesn't matter about your knockback influence at all. You are gone, you know?
I think Armor Crush is so useful as well because just like, it allows you to get through armor quicker. You know, you don't gotta, like, if you stack it, right, and you get that 75 instead of the 100, then it's like, okay, I don't even gotta fully charge the thing to break through that armor. I just gotta do it a little bit, boop, and that's all it wrote. But
So
it looks like we're gonna be hopping into game 1 of NAKAT and VoiD versus Multiversus Shirogane and Nowyre, and let's see how the action unfolds.
Ooh, really strong start there by the blue team. They'll get quite a few projectiles out. NAKAT just trying to keep in balance. Unfortunately, that armor is still on cooldown. Fen trying to go ahead and get in there.
Oh my, do you see this? Do you see how VoiD doesn't have to leave the left side of the screen because NAKAT is so good at playing point that he doesn't have to go out there and support him? NAKAT is like, yeah, I'll 2v1, no problem,
Perfect
bro.
teammate. Now, the blue team did get in there. Nowyre was able to go ahead and capture that Tom. Now it's just kind of a keep away game to get back towards the projectiles, which immediately VoiD returns to.
Oh, and I do like the way that Shirogane is trying to approach this, trying to kind of ignore VoiD and saying, okay, you don't want to go help NAKAT? That's fine. I'll just make sure that I try to put as much pressure as possible. But is it working out here? We have so many tennis balls coming out from VoiD. It's getting a little bit difficult for the blue team to find their hits.
Yeah, NAKAT has actually only taken a total of about 12%, and now obviously 22% inside of these previous exchanges. While Tom has been sitting here this almost time at 37, now recently up to 50 cents. 60. So they're really not getting touched as frequently at all. They do have the ability to go ahead and just be as slippery as they need to.
And there we go. That's going to be the first life taken in the favor of NAKAT and VoiD. And their stocks are so healthy. Like, they have so little damage racked up on them. And at this point, I think the blue team's like, maybe we should try to slow it down, but I don't know if that's the way to go because you know VoiD is going to love that.
Yep. VoiD not concerned at all about approaching. Got the armor there from NAKAT to go ahead and buff up and doesn't have to concern about approaching. And then just continues the projectile game yet again. If it ain't broke,
don't fix it, right? Because it looks like they have quite the game plan here as they continue. And it's like, I've never... Beautiful lasso of truth.
Wonderful. Wonderful defense there by NAKAT. Absolutely saves VoiD completely. Great teamwork.
Just like that, saying, what is your confession? And just whipping it out of you. That's the way that Wonder Woman likes to do it. And that's going to be a beautiful interrupt as well to stop.
Wow.
Crazy team.
That platform just saved blue team's life right there.
I cannot believe that the red team, like, this is probably one of the slower paced games of Multiversus that I have watched, but it's still so surgical and so precise. It's really hard to effectively play like this with a team composition like this. This really shows credence to, one, how good NAKAT is at playing point, and two, how VoiD makes sure that he's not just throwing projectiles, he's putting them in the right spots.
This is absolutely wild right now. Red team is literally only one knockout away from winning this very first match.
Okay, there we go. I was going to say, are we going to see a flawless victory? But no, the first life has fallen for the red team. But at this point, they're sitting at game point, looking to see who the final KO is going to be on. A lot of damage racked on to Nowyre at this moment. You used to be careful that Assassin takes that 14%.
Ooh, that save said you are not safe. Okay, I vibes with it. VoiD doing his best to try to approach safely there. Yeah, just smack him straight out of the way. Edge guarding what?
Ooh, off the top. Yeah.
NAKAT better go. NAKAT better go. NAKAT better go. Do you see what a team can do when you have that unspoken bond? When you have that conversation with self, and therefore you have the conversation with other, and you know what must be done.
Yeah, I mean, this isn't just like teams, right? These aren't two people that are hopping on the Multiversus Pro Discord and was like, yo, looking for teammate. Nah, these are two competitors that have been teammates in the game for, I don't know, maybe like a decade at this point. You know, like, it's wild what being good friends and sharing that emotional, spiritual connection with someone can do in terms of how it manifests in an environment like this.
I think what was most impressive to me was Wonder Woman's ability to be omnipresent on that screen at any point in time. I don't think there was a single moment, even when VoiD was sitting in the blast zone for what felt like 5 seconds, was VoiD ever concerned about someone reaching him. The only knockout that happened was on Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
And that was because Wonder Woman was protecting VoiD. I don't think there was any situation in which Wonder Woman would have allowed Tom and Jerry to get knocked out.
I am 100% in agreement with you on that, because I'm thinking about, like, you know how when the Justice League goes into the city and like a car ends up flying towards a civilian?
Yeah.
VoiD is that civilian in Tom and Jerry right now, and NAKAT is doing everything he possibly can to make sure that nothing can find him in terms of harm.
You know what it is? Wonder Woman actually works for the fire department, is out here saving cats.
And VoiD got stuck in a tree.
Yup. That's all it was. That's all it was. She's doing her due diligence.
There you go. Shout out to respect. Respect, because y'all doing the work that other people ain't. So
we're starting the match up. This win, if NAKAT and VoiD can secure it, will move them forward on the winner's side in this bracket.
Okay, so this is going to be a good chunk of change you get if you come out on top here. So definitely want to make sure you want to be the one who wins, obviously. But, I mean, looking at this, you kind of have the same thing, right? Like, VoiD is occupying center stage. Oh, that's every option was gone there.
That's you ran out of recoveries. And there are 6 recoveries to note inside of this game that you get an opportunity to choose from.
Which is wild to have them all burn. That shows how good the edge guarding can be from the red team as well, right? Especially if VoiD is placing those projectiles in the right spot, covering certain angles. If NAKAT covers the other one, you're going to feel like you're checkmated.
Wonderful play here thus far by Wonder Woman. Look at how close they'll get to Tom. Even rack up a little bit of damage, and immediately Wonder Woman's right there at the behest of her own personal percentage.
Okay, there we go. Shirogane putting the tunnel right in the middle of the stage. We can go from opposite side at a moment's notice. See if we can maybe get some cheeky setups. Throws out an Acne Rocket. Will they be able to combo into it? The answer is no. So that one's going to be a mulligan. But it looks like they're having a little bit better of a time, but they're still not finding the KOs fast enough, as NAKAT and VoiD are working on their way to go ahead and increase this lead.
Yeah, you know, I think it's a really good showing so far that the blue team has been able to secure a little bit of percentage. What a crazy spike. What a crazy bottle there by Jerry as well.
Oh my goodness. And you've got 132 now, 39 on NAKAT, and still no KO found. They might actually get the flawless victory this time around. No, as I say it, the curse of the commentators comes out and shuts me up.
Ooh, secondary. This is actually a little bit further than blue team was previously. And I just want to say that these tunnels for blue team have been very, very good inside of this matchup.
Yeah, I have to agree. It really does a lot in terms of giving them the ability to control the stage. And hopefully they'll be able to mount a little bit of a comeback here, and we see this get dragged to a game 3. But it's going to be tough. They cannot lose any more lives. They have to do this without getting hit too often. And you have to watch out for those KOs off the top, too, because that frying pan or that shield will end it for you.
It's a massive uphill battle that they have to face, though the percentages are right for it. And at this point, now Wonder Woman is over 100%. Doesn't mean that she'll be able to throw out of the ring at all, but Bugs is still going to attempt, because that's all you can do.
Oh my goodness, and the way that VoiD places Jerry is so annoying.
Yep.
Like, just puts him right on the lip of the stage and then just shoots those corks out to cover the horizontal plane, and it forces you to go low. But it looks like they might be able to. What a turnaround! It happened in the blink of an eye, right?
Whoa!
Like, what? What? And that's. How much money did he have in the bag? How much money did he have in the bag? I need to know.
Well, I just want to say their persistence at focusing Wonder Woman and immediately racking up the percentage before they started doing ring outs for the security of that last stock was immaculate.
Because the DI, like it looked good. It looked good. I saw it looked like holding down, so he ended up going down to the right, but it was just so high up toward the kill box that it was like, I think Finn robbed a bank. And so, like, it was just like gold bricks that just kind of came into contact and secured that life. I did not, honestly, with the way that NAKAT and VoiD were playing that game, it seemed very convincing. There was a moment in that game where they had 3 points already racked up and had lost 0 lives. So the fact that the red team was able to go ahead and bring that back.
Yeah. I was very surprised that blue team was able to do that in any capacity, because that was not the type of teamwork they had round 1. Now, the winner of this very next match will move forward on winner's side, which is not to say that the loser of this match will be disqualified. They'll still have a chance in losers to run it back.
Yeah, but they're going to have to go through the gauntlet, because once you get sent to the loser's bracket, you have to do twice as many matches. And we're going to see a first life fall there pretty early on. And this is kind of how all the other previous games have started out. We've seen VoiD pretty much sitting in center stage, shooting Jerry out to the other side and throwing out these projectiles, and NAKAT taking point. But I don't know if they're going to win this one.
No, that was fantastic work there. A lot of damage going out on that Bug. But unfortunately get caught inside the combo. Great Great projectile game there from Tom and Jerry. A much more aggressive Tom and Jerry this time around as well, I'm noticing.
Yes.
Which is just phenomenal to see because it's securing so many more knockouts so much earlier. It looks very similar to first round. They just decided, oh, wait, it's time to unlock.
Yeah, and you can see here that there was a little bit of a moment where Jerry had died and VoiD was waiting for him to respawn. So that's when he decided, okay, maybe I'm not going to go in here. But immediately after, hopping right back into the fray. And this is exactly the situation we saw in the last game. Are VoiD and NAKAT going to let it happen to them again?
You have to be careful at every aspect of the game, and I think that's ultimately what blue team and red team both found out last time. So this is very, very instrumental, very important that VoiD and NAKAT keep up this amount of pressure and dedication and focus the entirety of this match.
Yeah, and you can see the blue team, that's going to be a down air coming out on the side of Shirogane. They had to go ahead and secure the first KO, but they haven't taken a lot of damage since, right? This is exactly what happened in the last game. Something unlocks here where they're like, hold on, we can do that, and they still haven't taken a lot of damage. This game doesn't look close, but it actually is if they continue playing like this.
You know what's interesting to me is that as soon as Wonder Woman got knocked out that time, Tom and Jerry actually ran away from the opponents instead of continuing the attack, which is what we saw last round. It's been instrumental in maintaining that assistance. And immediately after Wonder Woman got knocked out, we go back to a much more passive red team. Look at this.
Oh, and you
Look
can
at
see
this.
Immediately goes, okay, that's going to be the game right there.
Beautiful, beautiful momentum change by NAKAT and VoiD at a critical time. At a critical time, VoiD completely disengaged inside of that very last match, securing the immediate revival of Wonder Woman and staying safe until that opportunity where Wonder Woman immediately, frame one, as soon as she came back, gave him that armor. That was very, 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 very powerful. Congratulations to NAKAT and VoiD, obviously, for this win as they move forward on winner's side. Their opponents will unfortunately go down to the bottom half of the bracket where, as you said previously, they have a bit of a gauntlet they have to run through.
Yeah, because, I mean, honestly, those guys were super good. You know, like they were extremely proficient at